Game day on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Season 5. Live on Sportsnet 360. 590 The Fan in Toronto. Streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. And Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube with the best chat going.
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't say line.
Nope.
Did you catch that, Sammy?
Sounded so much better.
Modern.
Sounded so much better.
Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Jake the Snake Schultz, Derek Brandeo, and Ethan Jaja.
Have you noticed the
Gabor.
lineup's beefier than it used to be?
A little beefier.
There's
What does
more
that
going
mean?
on. Well, I think Ja's doing his thing. Ja rule.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Toronto Maple Leafs on our Leaf Hour edition. 30 games left in the National Hockey League
that made me
season,
nervous. 30 games.
including
We're getting close to
5,
golf season, boys. We're almost there.
including 5 before the Olympic break. None more important than tonight against a rival in the Atlantic Division and a team that you are chasing for a playoff spot, the Buffalo Sabres. In about 30 minutes, we'll welcome in Rob Ray, former National Hockey Leaguer. Does a terrific job covering the Sabres for MSG. Will join us feeling a lot better about the team he covers than in perhaps, I don't know, 15 years.
It's been some time. I will say I have pushed back against you clowns and your must-win games. We have arrived at the first one of the season.
The first of 5?
This is the first of 30. This is a must-win hockey game tonight. We put the standings up for you there. Thank you guys for doing that. 6 points back.
God, those are awful looking standings.
Awful. I posted a year ago what the standings were, and they were almost the exact flip. It was like Toronto, Florida, probably
Ottawa would have been
or
third.
Ottawa, yeah.
A ton we can get into, but let's start with Craig Berube on the matchup against the Sabres tonight on our first Kyper's Clipper.
Well, I mean, it's a huge game, obviously. We know that. All of them are. I mean, no different from the Colorado game, but,
Yes, it is.
you know, heading out on the road here tonight, be nice to get 2 points and head out on the road with some confidence here and getting into Seattle.
I know everyone's done this bit, but I thought Steve Dangle did it extremely well yesterday. He made the point that, like, every game is no big deal. It's just like the Colorado game. That one, he said it's a very big game. I'll give him credit. But typically, the hand-waving away of every game is just another game. You just want the stakes to be like, we need tonight. Don't you? We need this. This is huge. This is a 4-point game in the division. Team we're chasing. Huge game.
If we lose this tonight, we're selling at the deadline. Biggest game ever.
Huge.
You're never going to get that.
I know.
No, but, it's no different than Colorado. Yeah, it's very different. You're not chasing Colorado.
I think there's such a fine line between
Am I doing semantics now? Am I
just
too hard on them?
selling it, overselling it.
Okay.
Players have to come in all honesty, with the same mentality of process and just it's cliche in all of it, but next man up, next shift. Don't look. Yeah, I know, but it's boring and
This
it's
is
not
Mitch
good.
game residue, though. This is Mitch game residue that's coming out of me here.
Yeah,
Right? Whereas
I know,
just
because-
another game.
because of Vegas and Colorado was so underwhelming for any Leaf fan that you don't want to see it tonight.
Right. Yeah. It does feel like you want to put your thumb on the scale somehow and be like, boys, big one. Big one here.
Yeah, and I mean, yesterday at practice, we didn't get to a ton of clips yesterday because we were yelling at each other and I was reading from my manifesto. But, I mean, he did allude to the fact that he had a meeting with his leadership group, whatever that sort of means. I don't know who would be in that. I guess it's the guys with the A's and some of the senior players and the captain. And he just was like, this is a big stretch before heading into the break. Wanted to, I guess, emphasize that.
All right, this was after Colorado?
Yeah. This was yesterday. Okay. He had a meeting with the leadership core. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if they respond. But yeah.
What would you have expected out of Berube in that meeting?
Well, I think your first job is just to bring awareness of the stakes. And then I think it's to interview them a little bit and get their feeling of where are we at in there? What's going on in the room, how do you feel like we're coming up short here? You know, get some sense for what am I missing? What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, we better get our asses going, or else we're all corned beef. That would have been my message.
The shortest meeting ever.
Yeah.
It's now or never.
Wake up. Like, this game on Tuesday night, when they would have been talking about it, is going to define maybe how the rest of the season goes off the ice. And I know that seems, like hyperbole, but I mean, if they lose in regulation tonight, that'll be what? 8 points back of Buffalo?
8 points back with 29 games to go. They have 66% of their schedule from now on is on the road. They play good teams on the road.
They've been one of the worst teams on the road all
bad
year.
on the road. And it's just another game where you're falling 5, 6. Maybe that makes you 8 points out of a wild card spot.
Oof.
Let's listen
That's
to Craig
too much.
Berube talk about what he would like to see tonight and the need to improve.
Clip
3.
Well, they're kind of a little bit all different, but I didn't like our start against Vegas. I thought we were a little bit slow. They dictated how the game was going to be played. I didn't feel that in Colorado. I thought we made 2 mistakes with the puck, and that cost us. Odd man rushes. Limit the odd man rushes. If we do a good job of that, we give ourselves a better opportunity, right? And tonight, this is a good rush team too. We all know that. They got talent and skill on the back end especially. We can't be giving up odd man rushes. That's just too easy.
Can't give up the first 2 goals either.
Yeah, I think a little bit of pressure on the goaltender tonight that you might need some saves, right? That's just the reality of playing good teams and the team not having all the horses. God, they missed Tanev.
Yeah. I think you can say all these things and you can talk about, competing and having your leadership group come together and talk about how important these games are. But it's kind of a moot point if you're not that good. Right?
Yeah,
Like I'm sure
Totally.
there's lots of teams over the last 4 or 5 years that have had their coach have meetings with their leadership group being like, hey, we got to be better. The playoffs are going to slip away. And then you go out and lose because you're just not that good.
I have made this point many times, and I love that point. It's like not a moral failing if you just don't have the horses.
It's not the losing; it's how you lose and how you look going down, and
this
that's
point, we're there.
that's been an on and off again issue for this club all season long. Is that you think that you're going to get a certain look, and it's okay to fall a goal or 2 short, but when it looks like they don't have it, it looks like, you're mailing it in.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's not where I thought you were going with that mailing, but you're licking was that licking the
Yeah,
envelope?
licking
okay.
the
Okay.
Yes.
Throw her in the box.
Yes, that's the problem on many nights.
Yeah.
And that's the one that really hits a nerve with the Leaf fans.
Yeah, it's a curious thing, like if they lost all the time and they just went out fighting, Leafs fans happy with that? Like, I don't know. I get the point that there needs to be pushed back competitiveness, lose a close game, play good D, all that sort of stuff. But it does feel going into tonight against Buffalo, just on the heels of this stretch, it's like, I don't know. Like, how do you feel good about the Leafs right now? It's bad vibe city.
Yeah, I think this has a chance. I mean, this is a serious allegation to throw out there, but tonight has a waffle night potential. I think.
Yeah,
I think the feeling around the team and just sort of the conversation around this team, if they go down a couple early and they're not looking like they're too invested, and it's got booze raining early, it's got some serious bad potential tonight.
Lego my ego.
Yeah. Last night,
a lot of pressure on the goalie. You come out with all the gusto in the world, and if a couple go under his armpit.
I take it we're all okay with Joseph Wall starting tonight?
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's the right answer.
Let's have a listen on the head coach on his starting goalie tonight, clip 4.
Joseph tonight?
Yes.
How easy was that decision?
Well, I really liked the way he played last game. So I think he's played pretty well, since he's been back and given us an opportunity most nights to win hockey games. So.
Yeah.
Everything's positive.
He really likes how he played against Colorado.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was. I mean, he made a couple go in. He made some good saves later in the game, but it was. I mean,
Yeah.
it was over already.
Didn't like the
I-
Brock first goal.
Well, not really. You know, and it's not like it
Short side.
kissed the post and in or anything. And
Under
Hit
his
the-
glove.
Hit the camera in the middle of the net.
right, the Drury one too. I understand it's an unscreened shot, but it's like, you know, there's some expectations to make good saves.
Yeah.
On unscreened shots.
Outside of that, I think Yarn Croak's coming out.
No, he's in.
He's in.
He's in. Aaron Crock's
Quillen?
in. Quillen out.
Quillen out.
So there was a conversation before the Colorado Avalanche game, boys, that Berube alluded to the fact that they wanted to get some more speed in there, get some more young legs in there. So they put in Quillen, played him for 5 minutes, and then yanked them out. So that experiment.
One of those minutes was after the empty netter too.
Oh boy.
This is the only issue I have with watching these guys go in and out. Okay. Is that you never really give it an honest look to make an assessment of what you have. Like Quillen, and I'm not even sure what type of pro he's going to be, but it completely feels like he's the next Steves. He's the next
Brazeau.
He's the next something where it's like you never gave yourself a chance to leave him alone for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and someone else is going to see all the work that you've done on Holmberg, who, by the way, is on a heck of a line in Tampa Bay right now.
Who's he playing with?
He's playing with Cirelli, and he's one of the top lines for your expected goals number.
Yeah, his expected goals against, even when he was with the Leafs, like
Okay.
no offense, but his defensive stuff was unbelievable. Like as good as
Okay.
we're
I don't know,
pining for Homie.
I'm not sure Eddie would have been more aggressively right on Holmberg than Kyper hat was.
Yeah.
With the what was it, the
Offer sheet.
Yeah.
How do you let him go for nothing though?
I'm just saying, it
His
just
age
feels
and-
like
yeah.
Quillen will be the next one that someone's going to see value in him because you didn't have the patience to leave him in. And
yeah.
it's hard. It is. I mean, it's the worst feeling
You're going to see him a lot if they're missing
to come
playoffs.
in every day and not know where your jersey is in the
League-wise.
lineup.
League-wise. So Quillen is 23 years old. He's 23. He'll turn 24 next month. He's 6'205". You know, in NCAA in his third year there, he had 46 points in 39 games. That's really good numbers in college hockey. You know, he's done decent with the Marlies in the American League, you know, almost 20 goals last year. You're right. This feels like the type of guy where it's like, do we have Bobby McMahon in our hands? Can we find out?
And I don't even necessarily think it's like what you're
Not
alluding.
why they're where they're at, by
No.
the way. We're just
But what
No,
you're
we're
alluding
just
to.
spitballing here.
But what you're alluding to is not just about Quillen, but the general idea of a lot of the guys that they haven't necessarily given a proper opportunity to and have gone on to other places and flourished, right?
And the
I think that's
problem isn't even losing those guys. It's that to replace them, you've spent assets. So you
Yeah.
went and got Scott Lawton, who's like a slightly better version of, you know, one of these guys.
Holmberg.
Sure. Yeah, he's a slightly better Holmberg, and it cost you a lot to get him. And you have to pay whoever you think it is, whether it's Domi or Dakota Joshua or these guys who aren't doing much more than these guys are costing you assets and money.
It's also the time that you put into them.
Yeah.
Right? That you've wasted on developing others.
Yeah.
And it's just digging new holes and plugging them and digging them and plugging them. You never get anywhere.
Yeah. So anyway, it is a frustrating thing. I'd like to see more Jacob Quillen, but you know what's going to happen? You got 11 days to the trade deadline. The Leafs are going in one of two directions. If it's one direction, you won't see him at all, and if it's the other, you're going to see him every night.
It's just so funny. You mentioned Tampa, and I was just looking to see who Holmberg was playing with. He's been on a line, I mean, according to Daily Faceoff, with Zegmas Gergensen, Yanni Gord, and Pontus Holmberg.
Oh, Gord, not
Yeah.
Sorelli. Gord. My apologies.
Gord's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's just, I look at this roster, and, you know, the coaching matters.
Mhm.
Like, this team has been decimated by injuries. People talk about the man games loss for Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know if you've looked at their decor recently, if you're listening to this as a Leaf fan, but the top pairs, JJ Mosier and Darren Radish and Maxime Groshev, Chernak, Declan Carlisle, Maxwell Crozier, like,
Yeah.
not exactly household names.
No. It's Benoit Myers, Mermis. it's the same thing there.
It's their guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that says, but
Murmas, by the way, on waivers today.
eye opener.
I imagine he'll get some games in the American League. I am curious if he gets claimed. I thought he was really good when he played for the Leafs.
just hopefully they don't have pro scouts that saw him chuck him with that Jack Eye kid. Hopefully they don't have pro scouts who saw that game because he might get claimed just off that.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. How about that?
Tonight, my childhood idol will be honored tonight for a 50th anniversary of a 10-point night. Of course, we're talking about Daryl Sittler.
Sprague Cleghorn. Oh,
I only remember his night, February 7th, I think.
Sounds right. Yep.
Because of Sittler's 10-point night and my buddy Elvis's birthday.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this is the closest, right? Without any more home games before the Olympic break, they're going to honor him tonight for 50 years. And he spoke to the team.
Yeah. Sittler spoke to the team.
Yeah.
Him and Tiger Williams. Both
Tiger
spoke to the team.
Williams.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been in there for Tigers.
But
2
hold on.
cents.
Is this not the most insane thing ever? They're like, yeah, Ovechkin came back and talked to the Capitals. It was him and, what an obscure second person to have with him.
He's part of the.
Oh,
yeah.
my. I can't think of a better guy to talk to this
Listen, I
team
love
tonight
Tiger. That's
before the
awesome.
Buffalo Sabres.
It
Wake
just
'em
seems,
up.
I didn't realize they were pals or that
yeah.
closely affiliated.
Yeah.
All right.
We got some sound from head coach Berube on it.
Yeah, I thought it was actually really interesting what he said. Play the clip there about what they said to the team, Derek. Clip.
I just think, the pride of the Leafs and the organization and what is expected, the standard here and stuff like that. Not that they're not trying to hold that up, but a little bit of juice this morning with that. Having Daryl and Tiger come in and speak a little bit to the team, I think is always good.
Okay, so
what it means to be a Leaf stuff there is very interesting to me.
So, of course, every team, including the Leafs, just push out all this content, right? These players can't come out of a practice dressing room without having a camera shoved in their face on what their favorite color is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Right?
just the Leafs that do that. Every team does that.
And
You hate
I
it.
just,
Yeah, you hate it.
I can't swipe fast enough. To listen to Tiger Williams and Sittler talk to those guys today, that's the content I want out.
But it's also the content you push back against them putting out. That's supposed to be for
Correct.
them in the room.
Yes, you're right.
know?
You're right.
It's like you want to be in there, but you don't want it out there.
Yeah. So I don't want it out there,
Yeah.
but I would have liked to have been invited to it.
You could. You could probably pull that string and make that happen. Most of us could.
No, but yeah, that's the one I would have liked. Those guys played the game so hard, and Sittler is regarded as one of the best Leafs in history. I don't know, and of course he was the first Leaf to score 100 points, the 10-point night. Very talented, very gifted, but I don't even know if people really appreciated how tough he was,
Really,
and what he was willing to do, and the guys that he would fight if he had to. But he did not give an inch to his opponents, including the Broad Street Bullies when they were like criminals.
I guess that's why he's still hanging around with Tiger Williams. He's pumped to have that guy by his side.
Yeah. In his 117-point year in 77, 78, he had 100 PIMs too.
Yeah.
So it's like he was.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to go to the Conn Smythe dinner a few years with the fan. Like they always have a table. I always love going, hearing people talk. And I can't remember how many years ago now it was that Daryl Sittler had he was being honored as the honored guest there. And he did maybe a 20-minute speech on just what it meant being a Leaf. And I walked out of there. I was like, I got to paint my face. I was I was about to cry halfway through. He's a very emotional speaker when it comes to Leafs, loves the Leafs. So
I think the best spokesperson
totally.
for the Toronto Maple Leafs in
I
history.
adore the guy. And I
So
never saw him play
good
one
for
game.
him to get in that room, and maybe that's something that he should do at the start of the year with each Leaf team,
But if they-
particularly when there's a bunch of new guys.
He does a
If they
lot.
lay
He
an egg.
does. He's around and he
Don't
does a
lay an
lot.
egg.
The players have access to him, including Austin Matthews as a former captain and a guy that took over recently last season, captaincy. And I don't know. I mean, my understanding is they've had a few people work with Austin on the captaincy, including Daryl, of course, and Wendell, and outside influences as well. Whether you think it's helped or not is in the eye of the beholder. But It does happen, Sammy.
Yeah.
Daryl's right there.
No, I mean, I never saw the guy play one game.
Yeah.
And I truly love him. So
We got Simone Benoit on him too.
It's a great clip.
Oh,
Play the clip.
I'm excited to hear it.
From Simone Benoit and Sittler.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, how many players did 10 points in one game? I don't even have 10 points this year. So
I don't even have 10. I just love
So
that.
much better with the accent. So funny.
I just love
But it's crazy. The Gretzky, Lemieux,
No, it's-
Crosby, all these McDavid.
There's one or two with 9 points, I think.
No,
No,
one has
nobody
9.
with 9.
Okay, one or two
Everybody with 8.
Yeah, the most recent one was
Gagne.
Sam Gagne.
Sam
had 8
Gagne.
points. Yeah.
Sunstrom, maybe in Jersey. I don't know.
Swami Samsonite?
Do you think?
No,
do you-
Patrick Sandstrom.
No.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that.
I think it's probably never going to be broken.
I don't know, man. I agree.
McDavid?
I agree. Well, that's the only guy where you're like, some nights when he's on and the other team's bad, it feels like every time he touches the puck, it could be a point. Could there be a night where they're playing the Jets after the trade deadline who've traded good players? That's a bad team to pick, maybe, but like.
Well, I watched that game on Saturday night against who they play on Saturday? Oh, Washington. Unbelievable game.
Our
He was
trusted
unreal, and it was just he only had 5 points.
Yeah.
Like how much crazier do you have to be?
Right.
our
to get
trusted
10.
Research team upstairs.
Okay, trusted. Yep.
13 guys have scored 8 points.
13.
That's a lot.
8
List them.
points is so many. What's the most you ever had in a game? I had a 6-point junior game, and it felt like.
I mean, he scored.
I was going
62
after. I thought I had a hat trick against Glenn Healy when I played with the Washington Capitals. So that would have been 3 points, but I shot a puck into Joe Riki's head.
Okay.
But in junior, you never had like a crazy
6,
number.
I think.
6, yeah.
6.
That's a lot.
But even mine was like, I think it might have been, it was like 5 assists or something. Like how many Sittler scored
6 and
6
4.
goals.
6 and 4.
That's
10's insane.
Any of those an empty netter?
So
Get them all in goalies?
well, I mean, it was what was the score? 12-4
Yeah.
at that point. I'm not sure if they were pulling the goalie.
11 guys, including Gretzky twice and Mario as well.
All right,
Our thanks to Derek.
Derek, attaboy. No Jaja up there. What's going on up there, Jaja?
I think they collectively
Okay.
pooled it together.
Oh, okay.
Anything on Buffalo before we get to Rob Ray?
You
You guys want to add?
Did you? I'm surprised that you haven't brought up the Matthews stuff. There was that article that we gave him a hard time for not talking on the Mitch Day.
Yeah.
And there was an article that says he wasn't asked by media that day.
I don't care.
Yeah.
No, I don't care that he wasn't asked. Okay.
Yeah.
And why wasn't he asked?
Well,
it's the most.
Yeah.
It's the biggest, most emotional game of the year. You're telling me in a market full of hundreds of media people, not one guy asked. You're really telling me that?
Well, yeah, that's the Jonas Siegel wrote that in The Athletic today. The concept was that the Marner presser was announced at 2:30 in the morning for 10:45. 10:45 is when the Leafs skate, and media had to pick between Marner and the Leafs skate. And so everyone picked Marner, and so there's only a person or two hanging around, and no one talked to Matthews.
You guys know how I felt off the original interview Austin had with Mark Masters in Vegas a week before.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. And what did I tell you? I told you Mark and everyone else will be too scared now to ask him about Mitch Marner. Is that what happened? They all got intimidated because of what he said
Well,
the
they
week
weren't
before?
there in the morning, but the fact that he wasn't requested post-game, apparently, is particularly
I think
confusing.
Me and Bourne had a discussion before he got here, Kyper, if people actually care about this. And I don't know if this is a media thing that people care about, or
Right.
if they really
Maybe
do
no
care
one
about
cares
it.
at all. I
But
don't know.
the thing I would say in the pushback to the post game is that, you've been playing in this market now for 8 years. You know the way this works. You've had enough experience with this that without being asked, you should probably, make yourself available. Even if he
But it
knows.
sounds like he was available.
But do you physically walk out and be like, or
No,
at
you
your
don't.
stall?
You used to. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you in my world, the morning of a skate, everything was done at your stall.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys would move around freely, and it'd be like, hey, you got 2 seconds. Yeah, you got. And now it's everybody goes backstage and they have a podium, and then they pick 2 or 3 people, they bring them out.
It's like a mixed zone.
This
right?
is the media requests. I think they said it was 4 guys, possibly, something like that. 4 guys post game, maybe less, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
So a guy like Mark Messier in my day would just walk back to his stall, check on his skate, look around the room, and people would freely
Right.
go up to him.
Right. So
And
now,
that's-
because it's outside
That's
the room,
not.
you have to
That's
be
not.
requested.
But just you got a PR department.
Yeah.
Their job is to make sure that people are satisfied, or you're the guy that has to read the room. How do you have Mitch Marner coming to town and you don't have your number one spokesperson out there? Tell me how that can happen. How can you go, let's get Lawton out there instead?
Because here's what I think they actually want. They want no bad press. They don't want what you're talking about. The goal is no bad press. And so,
Where would you be scared of bad press?
Well, you
Where?
got bad press for saying he didn't want to talk about Mitch, and that's where it can
Well,
happen.
just talk to him and have a game plan on the message that you want to send on this particular day. And by the way, saying that you've had it with is not coming out of your mouth today. So let's talk about what is positive, what's good, what can get us out as quickly as possible in and out without you being affected.
Yeah.
That's what a PR department's supposed to do.
Yeah. I think media's in a tough spot there where they were like, you got to go to Mitch. Mitch is back in town.
Yeah.
You can't miss that opportunity.
Yes.
So it's.
And these are what we've seen all season long are self-inflicted wounds.
But I do absolve. I would, having read that article by Jonas, I would absolve the morning stuff a lot more in terms of the understanding why he wasn't speaking in the morning. But post game, I still think he should be out there, even if he's not requested.
Yeah.
It's a spot where the captain should probably speak.
Thank you.
That's how I feel about it.
Number one spokesperson. Right?
This is it. I'm looking at the schedule for tonight, and there's a bunch of Atlantic teams that play non-Atlantic opponents. Like, for example, Montreal plays Vegas, Florida plays Utah, Boston plays Nashville. Like,
they all got to lose.
if they all if they all win and the Leafs lose,
Yeah, well, the other thing can happen too.
I know, but it
other thing can happen,
I'm just
Sam.
saying, it is a huge night in the Atlantic Division tonight because they're not playing each other, right? Like, it's not like they're all playing each other, and at one point, they can get some regulation losses tonight. The Stanley Cup might look a little better tomorrow. That's all I'm saying.
Alrighty.
Sam,
Yeah.
it's a big game until the next one.
Well,
This is massive, man.
this is the biggest.
Okay,
There's
want to
no
take a
next
quick
one if
break?
they lose tonight.
Yeah, let's break, and then we'll call Rob Ray.
Rob Ray next on the Buffalo Sabres when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. The Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. All right, we got Rob Razor Ray on. Now, just before we get to him, I was watching the Buffalo Sabres demolish your New York Islanders.
Yep.
So it was towards the end of the game, and Rob Ray had a little message for Toronto. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
Can't wait to get to Toronto, Dan. Listen to all the whining.
Well, got to win the game, right?
Yeah, but still.
Razor.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Hey, clearly you've been listening to our show when you mentioned the whining.
Well, no, I think we live close enough. You just walk outside your door and you can hear it all the way in Buffalo. So you don't have to over the city here.
So I would think that it feels good after all those years of missing out and looking like there was just no light at the end of the tunnel outside of even the Toronto market. It just must feel good that the pride is back in this organization.
Yeah, it's great going to the rink and seeing the fans excited again and, around town, people talking about it in a positive way other than asking what's going on. And, and lots of the players too, for years you just seen these guys walk around with their heads hanging and, they weren't having fun. And it was like, you guys are missing out on so much. So now they're having a lot of fun. It's a tight group of guys that really enjoy each other, and they're making up for it. So it's great all around. And for our job, it makes it so much. I don't have to lie near as much anymore.
That's awesome. Well, so maybe you can give us sort of your zoomed out view of how this has happened. What's different about this year's Buffalo Sabres?
Well, obviously not a good start to the season, and they were kind of picking up where they left off. But we went on a 14-day trip, 6 games. We started in Philly, Winnipeg, Calgary, and they lost all 3 of the first 3 of the road trip. And I give the credit to the guys because they hit a point where it was just enough was enough. They got together. They were like, what are we doing here type thing. And so they kind of change the tone and change the attitude and change the approach, everything that you need to do to get yourself rolling. And from that point on, they've been fabulous. And doesn't matter who's in or out and injuries. It's the guys have stepped in. They played well. They picked up. Goaltending's been great. A lot of guys that in the last few years that you were hoping to take the next step hadn't done it, and now they're starting to. So it just makes it so much easier for them in Hull.
You're listening to Rob Ray, former National Hockey Leaguer, Buffalo Sabre, and now analyst for MSG. So, Razor, this is all on the heels of Kevin Adams losing his job. In hindsight, fair, not fair?
Well, who am I to say if it's fair or not fair? But, that happened, that trip as well. That all that started coming out during when we were starting that trip. And so that was hanging over the guys' heads as well. And I think the big reason for them kind of when they got together was like, we can't let this drag us down anymore. We can't let whatever going on outside this room. And I think that was a big indicator. But when Jarmo came in, like he's a guy that he's been here since the beginning of the year, and he's been in the back. He's been on all the trips, watching, listening, doing what he has to do. And so he's got a good handle on it. And he more or less come in and said to these guys that, we're not doing this, you're going to do this, or you're not going to be here, just kind of lay down the groundwork. It resonated with the guys, and they're like, okay, let's go. So, it was very simple. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was very simple. But he's kind of, put his mark on the group and let them know what he wants, and they've carried the torch from there.
One of the things I think a lot of us thought would happen with this Sabres team after some of their drafts was that their decor would be exceptional. And it's like you can figure out a lot of problems if you have a good decor. Dahlin, Byram, Power, now Kesselring, Samuelsson. Where are we with this group? Have they kind of got to where we thought they eventually would?
Yeah. And some of those guys were like Owen Power and Samuelsson, 2 guys that, they had a tough start to their career. Sammy had a great start year, and then he kind of struggled a little bit from there. But the 2 of these guys, like Mattias Samuelsson right now, he's a plus 25. He leads our team by a mile. And he's brought a physical side to his game. He stops plays quick. He's moving the play quick. You know, all the things that he struggled with a little bit previous, he's doing it exceptionally now. And night to night, you know, if you're going to – I know you got Dawes, you got Byron back there, but Samuelsson could be your MVP on the back end because not only big goals in overtime, killing penalties, he's been a beast. So he's done a really good job. And Owen Power, this guy he's got a ton of talent. He skates so well. He moves the puck. He's so skilled. You know, it was just the little details, clearing the front of the net, leaning on guys a little bit more, you know, closing gaps a little bit. And he's been awesome at it lately. And, you know, you're kind of seeing what they hopefully projected when they drafted him. So, and I think that comes with confidence and, you know, the team playing better. So, you know, you gain a little more confidence in play. So it's been a big part. And even the guys that aren't in, like even Timmins did an awesome job for us at the beginning of the year, blocking shots, killing penalties. He's got a broken leg right now, so he's yet to come in. But we had two kids come in, Metza and Bryson, when we were shorthanded, and they've been awesome. They you know, Metza you can't take out of the lineup. He's playing that good now. So, you know, call up an older guy from Roch. So anybody, when they went down, there's guys stepped in and done a really, really good job for us.
Razor, where's things with Alex Tuch, a pending UFA here and a local favorite, and under different circumstances might be a distraction, but it doesn't appear that way.
No.
Where is this heading?
Well, you know, hey, if they sign him, that's awesome because he's a huge part of the team, and he's a guy that carries a lot of clout in there, and he's a guy who we always talk about being local, wants to be there, from there, was a favorite fan growing up, all that kind of thing. So yeah, he's a big part of this team, and he's one of the leaders they lean on, and he's on and off the ice has been awesome for this group. So where it is, I think that's probably yet to be determined. You know, I know they're constantly working on things and trying to work something out, and I don't know if you'd believe everything you hear that goes out there, but they are doing an honest effort of trying to come up with something. And so, you know, hopefully he stays, but who knows?
So one of the nice surprises when he's in is Josh Norris. It's just so unfortunate that, you know, with the injury stuff, but man, when he's in, it really gives you this vision of like what the Sabres could look like if he can find a way to play.
Well, I think when Josh comes in, you notice you can kind of spread the offense out across your lines a little bit more. And when he's in, the power play clicks as well. Him and Zucker have been two big pieces of our power play this year. And that if they're going to pick one thing in our group right now that needs improvement, or, you know, it's got to get better, is your power play. You know, it'll go 2 or 3 games and score, you know, 5 goals, and then it'll go 4 or 5 games without, you know, scoring a goal or even getting a really good look. So, yeah, he's a big part of that. And when he's not in the lineup, that side of the game struggles. But, you know, unfortunate for him. But the thing is, I think they're looking at it now that hopefully you can find your way into the playoffs here. So get him as much rest and get him as healthy as possible to, you know, for the stretch run, or, you know, if you do find your way into the playoffs. So I don't think they're rushing this guy one bit to try to get him back in because they know how important he is and they want to make sure he's ready to go when the time comes.
It sounds like Ukko-Pekka. I love that name.
Yep.
Yeah. Is in that
Upi,
tonight.
Yep.
Alex Lyon has gone on this winning streak. Devin Levi isn't with the team, but a few years ago it was like this guy was going to be the goalie of the future here. Where is it all balanced out for you this season in that?
Well, we've carried 3 goaltenders for, you know, a long time, and there's always been a lot of question about it. And, you know, there was even a little bit this year, you know, whether it's the right thing to do. But our guys have played in net awesome this year. They've been great. And, you know, but we've had the injuries. You know, Colton Ellis was out for a while with concussion. Alex Lyon's been banged up. Ukko has been banged up. So it's kind of been a blessing for them having 3 goaltenders and all 3 guys playing as well as they have. You know, there's not one night you're going in and goaltending is at the top of your list of question. But Upi, he's the kind of guy, he's good when he's put under pressure. He's a confidence goalie. He's a goalie that, you know, the more he plays, the better he actually gets. Alex Lyon has been a guy that, even when they weren't playing well at the beginning of the year, he was giving our team a chance every night, and he's been spectacular. And as a person, as a player, he's fit in here so good, and guys love him. And Colton Ellis, they got him off waivers from St. Louis, and the games he's played very well. And he's a much younger guy, so Yarmo said there was a decision he was going to have to make when he first came in, but I think just when there's constant injuries with everybody that he hasn't had to do that. And fortunately, you've had the three of them. There's not one of them that you would go into a game and think, oh my gosh, this guy's in. We got to buckle down a little bit. No, they've all played unbelievable, and their numbers are off the charts too.
Just talking about things that have sort of helped this thing get in the right direction. I'm thinking 7 months ago, the Sabres trade Peterka. They get back Doan and Kesselring, and I know Kesselring was hurt for a lot of the early part of the season, but Doan has one more point than Peterka this season, and the rest just looks like gravy.
Yeah, Josh Doan's been a blessing for this team. I don't know if you guys have ever met this guy, but like his father, smile on his face all the time, happy to be there, hardest working guy out there. He can do anything. He's good on the walls. He can muck it up if he has to. He's been in a fight this year. He's, scoring goals, playing on the top line, power play, everything. He has stepped in and he's been, if you traded him for Peterka, we won the trade.
Yeah.
And you got Kesseling on top of it. And he's been fabulous as well when he's been in the lineup. So, no, Donner's awesome. This guy he's such a nice guy and puts it out there every night that, I can honestly say there's not a guy in that room right now that guys might look at and go, oh, he's a little bit of a dick. Nobody. And that was gone in that trade.
I can't even say that about this room.
No, I can't do it with the people I work with either. I don't like many of them.
Hey, Razor, one more for me before we let you go, okay? I look at the career PIMs in the NHL history. You are sixth. Craig Berube is seventh. I would imagine you had a few battles with him, but you never messed him up like a piece of gym equipment just did this week.
He's had a tough year. I got hit in the head 2 years in a row sitting in between the benches with a puck, and I'd never got that much damage. So, yeah, he's had a hard year. He's paying a huge price for being in the bottom of the standings. I feel bad for him.
Hey, just another example of how tough we were.
Yeah, it's a different game, man.
Oh, don't end it like that.
What?
Yeah, don't remind us. Don't remind us what it is today.
It's not like we played through injuries. We played through stuff like because you were so afraid to lose your spot in the lineup, and that was just the environment you kind of came up through, and you didn't want to let anybody know that you might have been weak or feeling bad or hurt or anything like that, so you just kept plugging away. It's not like that anymore. There's when there's any little thing wrong with you, man, that's 4 to 6 days, and if it's anything worse than that, it's, take the next 3 weeks off and just make sure you're ready to go. So, yeah, it is a little different, but I think
they're just
the big
smarter
picture,
than us. That's
for
all.
the better, because they are smarter than us, and they're going to feel a hell of a lot better when they're 50 and 60 years old than we do. So I give them credit for that.
Hey, Razor, Kyper took a puck to the chops the other day, and morning before our show, he still came in 8 stitches in his chin, swollen lip. He's still battling it out.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got hit so hard the second time I couldn't even see straight. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. And I'm like, I can't leave.
Yeah.
I can't leave because I'm never going to hear the end of it if I walk off this bench to go get fixed up in there. So it was little ego gets involved with that too. So
yeah, it's funny.
Razor, great catching up with you. Enjoy your call tonight. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Guys, anytime, and I feel bad for you guys having to do this each day.
Well, thanks,
appreciate it.
If you need any pointers on how to deal with a 14-year skid, give me a call. I can help you out. But I will tell you, it'll eventually start wearing on you emotionally, and it'll start to affect your hair. It'll start to affect your weight, a lot of different things. So just get ready for it.
Oh, my goodness.
See, that's why we got to help the Leafs get in the playoffs.
We got to do our best, boys.
Okay? Rob Ray.
Take care.
Thanks, man. We got a 14-year drought coming here.
Oh my God,
that's red meat for Sabres fans. Good for him.
Good on them, though. Like, come
Hell yeah,
on.
absolutely.
It's a great
They've earned
hockey
it.
market. Okay, they love their sports. We've seen that. Unfortunately, Bills fans aren't feeling it right now, but good on the Sabres for picking up the attention.
Hey, if they're going to beat up on the Leafs for the next couple of years, maybe we'll change our tune. But for now, it's just good to see all those people who've stuck with them.
They've always kind of, regardless of how bad they've been, it's always been a tough game for the Leafs. Like they have lost some bad ones to them over the years. You mentioned the battles with Berube. In 91-92, the Sabres roster included Rob Ray, Brad May, and Gord Donnelly on it. All three guys over 300 PIMs.
Oh,
But I had to go into the odd.
Yeah.
And
No,
like
thank
go,
you.
okay, who's going to cave me in tonight?
yeah.
Oof.
Rob
Have you
Ray's on a
fought
short
Razor?
list of people.
I fought Razor. I should have brought this up. I blew out my knee in Flyers training camp and spent 5.5 months rehabilitating. So now I've gone from September to middle of February. It's Hershey versus Rochester, my first game back, and I go after Rob Ray just to show the Flyers that
I'm back, baby.
back.
I'm relevant.
I'm ready to go.
That's really
Stupid.
ballsy was what I was
Really
going to say.
really dumb. And I was
Both can be true.
I was never in that. I was never in Rob Ray's class, Berube's class, Ty Domi's class, Marty McSorley. I had no business.
Yeah.
But
I mean, those are.
Crafty.
We just named four of the
to
most
his
terrifying
point-
guys in the history
Well, I
of
was
the
going
league.
to say he's in the short list of people that looking at it's like never fighting him.
But to his point, you are fighting for like a spot.
Yeah.
And you're scared that if you don't do it, someone else is going to be willing to go out there and do whatever
Right.
it takes to win.
Your fear
And-
of your career and future is greater than your fear of that short-term physical pain.
But yeah, I had it this week with my stitches. I'm like, do I let Gunner come in here and steal my job?
Gunner's. By the way, we never
Right?
said Gunner has like fresh twins.
Yeah.
Congrats to Gunner. There's no
Congrats to
shot he was
Gunner.
coming in.
No.
Fresh ones.
But
Bill and Rory.
Gunner would give up his twins for the day to come and steal my chair.
Hey, I don't know if Samantha, his wife, would.
It's a doggy dog world, man. We're wearing milk bone underwear.
I think one of the great all-time clips in the history of sports is the fan on the ice in Buffalo and then going past the bench.
Getting just
and Rob
crushed
Ray.
by the official?
No, Rob Ray grabbing on and
Oh,
filling
yeah,
him
going to
in.
town.
And then I don't know who was afterwards. Like, oh, he stood in there for 6 or
Is that
7 good
not
ones
like-
He didn't
anyway.
stand anywhere. He got held in there.
Is that not like an international incident today?
Oh my God, that is truly. That's on the news
It's
in Australia.
very funny, though. Here, I will say this. There was an era there. The Domi, the guy in the box,
Watch
Rob
the
Ray
lawsuit,
grabbing him.
Ty!
There's the guy who jumps next, gets drilled by the official. Hockey people made it very clear in that era that if you come in with the animals,
Yes.
you are eligible to be eaten.
And then if you go outside, the animals go outside the cage, you can beat somebody with a shoe.
Yeah.
That was allowed too.
I would say enjoy the glass separation. It's there to keep you safe from the animals.
See, that is so cool.
That's great. That's great. 354 for Brad May. 309 for Brad May, 354 for Rob Ray, and 305 for Gordon.
What year? 92, 93?
91, 92.
91, 92. Yeah, I fought that Gord Donnelly too. Another guy had no business.
Tiger Williams, how many PMs do you have?
A lot.
Most of all time?
Yeah.
Is he number one?
Oh,
NHL
yeah, he's
history?
number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he spoke to the team today.
He was always a sweet man to our family.
Yeah,
I got
Tiger
nothing but good
Williams
things to say.
has
his wife Brenda too.
3,966 penalty minutes in his career. And-
3,900?
Yes. Yeah.
What, they couldn't get to 4,000?
Yeah.
I wonder if I had
and what-
200 in my life.
And one of my favorite things to say is, how was there enough ice time? But in 1 year, he had 19 goals, 31 assists, and 351 penalty minutes.
Yeah.
That's remarkable.
Okay, give me a thought on tonight before we break off our Leaf edition and go national.
Win, you buy, lose, you sell. Done.
Like if Austin doesn't score 2, where's it coming from?
That's a great question.
34. Time to drag
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Sometimes there's pressure in sports.
Yeah, I hear you.
Drag the team, get Willie back, trade for Luke Shen, and all your problems are solved. I saw Murat Aites today tweeting that he could see Shen going to Toronto.
That'll do it. That'll do the
I don't know how much-
trick.
I don't know how much time we have left.
Not
but like the
I think
last
we threw the bumper
time
set.
they traded for him.
It was 3 years ago.
And he filled a need, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't see the same need this time around.
Is he going to take Troy Stetcher's minutes? I sure hope not.
Our thanks to Penalty Minute King, Rob Ray, top 6 in history, and also does a nice job articulating what's going on with the Buffalo Sabres.
Enjoying giving it to Leafs fans.
Don't go away. When we come up next in our National Hour, it is Valley time. Steve Valiquette, analyst with the Rangers and CEO of ClearSight Analytics. Always fun with Valley. Coming up. It's the National Hour on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Also available at your convenience, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, where we appreciate a thumbs up. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Steve Valiquette. It's Tuesday. I've been taking a beating on grill
Marks.
Grill marks. Is that what we're calling it?
I don't know.
Heat the grill.
Heat the grill.
Grill the panel.
Grill time. Got a ton of choices.
Grilliam Nylander.
I am in third place. So I don't even want to focus on the next 20 minutes with Valley. I'm just going to just
stay in a
dial it in.
Yeah. Looking up stats.
But we're looking forward to Valley, of course. In the meantime, Vancouver fans are watching Demko get shut down for the remainder of the season on something that's plagued him now for, God, I can't even remember when it first crept up, this injury issue with Demko.
You know, you feel bad for these guys because you don't want an injury to tell you that your playing days are over, right? You want to make that call for yourself, so he's going to continue to try to come back and play. What are you smiling about?
Well,
I'm not. I just thought of something. I've lost my track of thought. That's what happened.
Okay, sorry.
This is from Puck Empire on X. That, you know, with that Thatcher Demko out for the rest of the season, he will have played just 95 of a possible 258 games over the past 3 seasons, 36.8%, and comparatively, you know, Vasilevsky, they play more close to 60% of the games at that same kind of time.
Yeah.
So, been plagued.
There are just some guys who their bodies, you know, Josh Norris is going through it now.
So we've quickly gone from, could Demko be in play? Could he be a chip, a trade chip for the Vancouver Canucks, to, is he ever going to play a game in the NHL again? Is his career potentially over?
Yeah, that hurts, obviously. You know, you feel for the individual, but for the team trying to turn the ship around, that's just yet another loss for them. So Besser has been put on IR after wearing that elbow from Brian Rust. Not sure if you saw the replays of that. It's pretty bad. 3 games for Rust.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say from a fan's perspective for Vancouver. You're getting what you wanted.
Yeah.
You're the worst team in the league, where they lost 13 to 14 games. They're downright awful. They're going to have the best shot at getting the first overall draft pick this year, definitely. They're the worst team. This is what you wanted. It's going to suck for these next 2 months.
It's almost February tomorrow. You're almost there.
It's going to stink.
Yeah.
But this is it is for the best. So I know Vancouver has always wanted a true rebuild, and a good way to start is to get the first overall draft pick.
You know what's terrifying, though?
What?
Terrifying when there's a draft. I know there's a few very good players. I think Stenberg, obviously McKenna, Verhoff. There's not a consensus on who's the best, or that makes it tough. You just hate to miss.
I mean, the scary thing would be having the Swedish connection with Alvin and him going Stenberg 1, and then having McKenna and Verhoff
1,500 career points,
be the stars of Team Canada for 15 years. That might be a tough pill to swallow. We'll see.
The pressure of that pick, right?
Sometimes 2 is better.
What would you prefer? Like, if things were kind of equal, centerman or defenseman? And I only go back to Brian Lawton, who's been on our show many times, and they had the situation there where you weren't sure between the Islanders and Tampa on whether you wanted to try to trade up, or if you really felt like between Tavares and Hedman that you wanted the prized possession of junior A hockey.
Hedman either way, right?
My understanding is, and I think he's reiterated it on our show, that he would have probably gone Hedman even if he had number 1. Mm-hmm. Now, we're 15 years later, and
trophies, Stanley Cups.
I don't know, defense or a centerpiece centerman.
Yeah, I think that's a very convenient one to use, Kip, where it's like, wow, you know, Hedman's one of the best defensemen of all time. It's like, there's been plenty of times where they've gone with a center. Oh, they took Stidham first overall. The center, that was a mistake. Like, I think it's
But it took a while for Hedman to come around.
for sure.
Right?
I think it takes longer for defensemen to become what they're going to be, right? But I think using that is. But I would take the defenseman first to answer your question. You?
Yeah, you think about Stanley Cups, and I think who's won Stanley Cups the last 15 years, and it's Zdeno Chara, Duncan Keith, Drew Doughty. You go through the list of fantastic, yeah, I guess the Panthers haven't exactly had it, but Hedman, obviously, pretty good run in there.
Yeah.
God, number one centers aren't bad either. You do the run. You got to have all three 10 poles.
And then
you need a goalie, a 1D, and a 1C.
And then you have Colorado who has Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon. So they have the best of both worlds.
That's helpful.
That helps.
We just finished our Leaf edition. You could sit there and talk about defense in this organization since the last time they won the Stanley Cup.
Sam's like, well, I take a D. It's like, you've never had that guy here.
Yeah.
The Leafs it's been alluded to the Leafs and other teams, a true number one superstar defenseman.
Yeah.
Vancouver just let one go.
Yeah.
In their prime, in his prime.
They had no choice.
No. I'm not talking about circumstances
Right.
here. I'm just saying that it hurts. It hurts when you don't have one, and it hurts when you've got to lose one.
Yeah. Yeah, they are a hot commodity, but I will say, and we've talked about this more recently. Oh, we've got Valley. There's more and more of these puck movers now, and the Leafs need at least one.
Okay, let's welcome him in. Steve Valiquette.
Got all
It's Tuesday. From covering the Rangers to covering our show, CEO, Clearsight Analytics. How are you, my friend?
Very good. Nice shacket, Bourne.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I like you, the Blue Jays black on black there. I also enjoyed watching you last night at the broadcast. Great job as always.
So
That was not an easy one.
We just, Valley, we just came out of a conversation about Vancouver and the unfortunate news about Demko and where this is all heading for the Vancouver Canucks. And I think at this point for the fans, it's picking number one and then a centerman or a defenseman, right? What do you like?
He's a goalie. He's picking a D-man every time.
I'm picking a D 10 times out of 10.
They watch.
Any more questions?
Next.
They watch. They watch. If you're going to build a championship, what position in your mind is most important?
Always a D because of the minutes they log and the importance around net front. It's no question for me. I felt like when you have a D that can carry it out themselves, it makes life for everybody just a breath easier on their way up the ice. And we saw everything change here when Adam Fox joined the Rangers. Kyper, before Adam Fox, there just wasn't anybody. And then Adam Fox came on the scene and the team took off. And, covering a Rangers team without Fox for the last month, it's a different look. And, again, covering the game last night against the Bruins, a game in which the Rangers won, it still didn't have the look of a team that had a lot of confidence getting out of their zone. It was very difficult for them to string passes together. And one thing that I always noticed because I was a goalie is that D-to-D passes that happen in front of me, sometimes 15, 20 feet away, are they passing it tape to tape so on first touch you can move? Or is it in the skates so you lose a split second and the forecheck's on you? And that's the biggest difference when you don't have one of those big boys back there. It's the small fractions of a second that the dominoes fall the wrong way.
Well, I think, while we're talking about the Rangers, we might as well just keep it there for a sec. Their direction obviously is they've pivoted and they're going in a new direction this year. Yeah. Carson Soucy got dealt to the Islanders. What were your thoughts on moving him?
I thought it was interesting because it was only the third trade, I think, between the two franchises.
Is that right?
History. Yeah. It just never happens.
Right.
And he, I guess, just had a baby. And I was wondering if it was goodwill to keep him this side of the border and really close. I have no idea. It was something that came down before the game, Bourne, that we weren't able to announce because it wasn't official. Soucy was out for roster management purposes. We couldn't really report on it. We're like, and then everyone else is reporting on it. Emily Captain had something to say about it. We're like, just sitting there like, okay. So at any rate, a third rounder coming back is exactly what they gave up for him. And, I think it's a part of what's going to happen here, which is, a lot of the players are going to be moving out for either what was given up for them initially or hopefully more.
Valley, when it comes to teams, including the Rangers, I guess, with their public message, the difference between a retool and a rebuild. And I don't know if you thought that maybe the Boston Bruins kind of showed teams, including the Rangers, that you can get rid of a Carlo and a Brad Marchand and still compete for a playoff spot the following season, as long as you got like a good goalie in Swayman and Charlie McAvoy, and you got lucky with a couple of kids here. But is retooling really the way to go now for some of these clubs, including the Rangers?
Kyper, I thought about it all day yesterday as I was preparing rather for the game. And one thing that came up right away is that, Pasternak is a special player. To me, he is one of the top 5 culture guys that you can build a franchise around. It always starts with leadership, and then it goes from there. And that's the one piece that Boston has in place that most teams can't say they have. I would say Washington did a similar type of retool because I can remember 3 years when the Rangers played them in the first round and just walked through them 4 straight. The next year coming back, being a top team and being able to score a 5-on-5 the way they do. One thing is, though, is you have to get lucky. Morgan Geekie, guys, came into the game last night with 28 goals. He scored again. He was a player that the Seattle Kraken allowed to walk. And I can't believe that guy, just to walk, he was 1.4. They didn't offer him his 10% raise to keep him, and he walks. And Carolina allowed him to walk before that, really. And you look at 2 franchises that are starving for a game changer. This guy, boys, I was doing this assignment yesterday before the game, a research assignment. He had 13 goals going into the game last night from the face-off dots up to the blue line. That's most in the NHL. And, just seeing him score from distance, his goal, if you didn't see it last week against the Montreal Canadiens from the blue line, it was in the back of the net and nobody even knew it was there.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
And it's unbelievable. And Kyper, when I look at a guy like Radish in Tampa Bay that the Rangers had for 3 years in Hartford, or even going back as far as Jonathan Marchessault, who they had in Hartford, and you start to reevaluate things when you're in the position that they're in. I think they have to, and all teams have to do a self-audit and say, are we evaluating the people that we currently have that are future NHL, in these cases, MVP machines, like stars? So it's strange that, you can walk these guys out the door and they're players. I mean, not for anything, but Fraser Minton as well. He had a hell of a game last night. I'm watching this guy play hockey. I'm like, the Leafs just gave him away. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. It's almost like every room needs a wait a sec guy. Like, before we do this, just wait a sec.
Yeah. Totally. I forget who said this. It's an old tweet.
Hire one of us for that.
We need one of those on our panel.
I saw someone, though, it was almost the opposite of that. Someone tweeted a long time ago the idea that if every front office just had one guy who was allowed 2 nopes a year, it would save millions of dollars. Yeah, we're going to trade, this for this or whatever. Yeah. And you just got a guy whose job was just no, you're not. You could save a lot of drama.
You want to hear a good one? This is from a few years ago because it was Jack Campbell. And when Jack Campbell signed the 5x5 with the Edmonton Oilers, one of my first calls was to somebody out there. And I found out the goalie coach wasn't even asked. The goalie coach at the time wasn't even asked. And Bourne, the goalie coach at the time, wouldn't have vetted this deal. Yep. And so it's in-house. It's in-house. And oftentimes it's in-house.
Yeah. No, that's interesting stuff. And you're right. It just, if a coach doesn't like a guy in the minors or even in the NHL, it's like, are we sure that the coaches with this one guy's opinion is enough to hinge a trade on? That's, actually I can kind of segue into something that I find interesting. Sorokin is in the Vezina conversation this year. And this year they made a change where they said, we think we can get more out of this guy, get a different goalie coach in there. Has he made changes? Why does he look like one of the best goalies in the league now?
It's so fascinating. And you know what, Bourne, when the Rangers played against the Islanders, it was a home game somewhere around, I want to say 10, 12 games into the season. At that point, Sorokin was sitting at an 878. But his goals saved above expected just because he was facing so much. He was 15th in the NHL. Wow. And you never see that where somebody is in the top 20, but seemingly having a bad start. And I know the move there, what it was first Patrick Waugh was dealing with him one-on-one. And I had heard rumblings that maybe the head coach thought he was a little mentally soft. Sorokin was.
Okay.
And then the goalie coach changed. And I remember being on with you guys shortly thereafter that, where, Sorokin just took off. But to me, he never really had a bad start. I think it was overblown because the start to an NHL season for all of us has that magnifying glass on it. And the Islanders at that time were giving up a lot. But make the goalie change. It's almost as beneficial as Buffalo getting a new GM right now, and how they've taken that dead cat bounce the same way that the goaltending coach gets credit on the island. I think there's a very similar story to be told there.
You're watching and listening to Steve Valiquette, analyst for MSG, CEO ClearSight Analytics is his company. So you're the Edmonton Oilers, and you're kind of watching out of the corner of your eye Skinner in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And you have seller's remorse. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. I was covering that up this morning. He had a .929 save percentage, so far this month, and that's his best save percentage in his career. But for one other month, he had a .953 2 years ago in January. So he's playing his best hockey. Pittsburgh is defending in a way that is definitely benefit to him. I think we always have to spend time looking at the environment that we're playing in. And Pittsburgh is reducing the chances off the rush. They're reducing the chances east to west, sort of fitting the profile that Skinner needs to be a playoff performer. But, it's funny, guys. I was going over a lot of different data points today on the difference between playoffs and the regular season, and what type of game we can expect and what goalie you want to have in your net that helps you perform better, or at least getting through the playoffs. And there was a few things that really came up that kind of shocked me. We know that the common narrative is around net front and how important it is in the postseason, and how goals are scored there more frequently in the postseason. Would we all agree that that's what we oftentimes hear?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Right? So I thought the same thing. And one thing that I was able to come up with right away is there is a bump in net front scoring chances in the postseason. You see more of them, but fewer of them are scored, which is pretty fascinating. So you get more net front chances, but the goal scoring actually goes down. The execution and the conversion rate goes down. So one thing that I was looking at was that the net front conversion rate during the regular season is 17%. You have a 17% chance to score if you can get a puck from the point to the net with a screen, create a broken play or a rebound or a deflection. All of those are net front chances. That's the way that we categorize them.
And then it drops.
In the playoffs, it drops to 13%. And the one area, now, if we look at 4 different areas that are key scoring areas to score in the playoffs, and I think that the reason why this has value to me is I'm trying to get the understanding of a goalie that is strong in these areas matched with a team that is also strong in these areas, defending in these areas the right way. And if they are even better than league average and the team defends worse than league average, can you still get that horses for courses fit? Mm-hmm. And the biggest one that really stuck out to me, and this is the killer stat, the odd man rush goals jump from 33% to 43%. They go up 10%. So it's really the goalies that have a better save percentage on the odd man rush that will have a bigger impact in a playoff series, meaning the mistakes that teams make are much more forgivable on net front than they are on odd mans. So the playoffs don't choose where you shoot from, but the chance and the mistakes really decide the game.
I've got, a theory and a question. The theory for the net front stuff is you've got the 16 best teams, which are probably better at generating net front opportunities, right? That's probably some skew in the data there. The next question is, are you guys able to track pressure at all? Like, is there more opportunities for these guys, but under pressure? There's guys on their back, so it's less likely better defensive teams that they can put it away?
Yeah, so time and space is a stick length or more away. So if you're taking a shot from the point with nobody charging your lane and trying to block it, yeah, we would have that as a net front chance from the point with time and space. Makar, of course, leads the league with time and space scoring chances from the blue line.
And do you credit that to him or to his team?
I give that to him because he's usually evading on his own at the point and then getting it through.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that, you know, I was looking, of course, at what's going on with your net in Toronto, because the goals have been going in at a rate that we haven't seen in a while with top goalies.
Yeah.
I watched Stolarz' start. I saw Wolves start the other night. And, you know, the one thing that comes up here, guys, is that you're not getting the saves off the rush this year. You know, and that's a big game changer for the team. And teams that are with good goalies that have a good odd man rush save percentage, and it's, you know, Mackenzie Blackwood, Vasilevsky, Logan Thompson. You know, one that's actually an outlier here is Danil Tarasov, Florida's backup. But, you know, those are the goalies right now that are leading the way with save percentage on odd man rushes. And I think that's important when you get in the postseason. If you are, you know, one of now Joseph Woll is 60 out of 64 this year on odd man rushes, his save percentage. And Stolarz is 59 of 64 goalies. These guys are both near the bottom with Marilainen, Dobish, Calvin Pickard, and Stu Skinner. You know, Skinner's still near the bottom in overall season save percentage on the odd man rush.
Valley, I want to tap into your expertise on the decision by the Toronto Maple Leafs to start Stolarz in a very meaningful game, an emotional game for a guy that's been off for 9 weeks now. Yeah. Prior to the game on our show, we kind of joked around and attributed the decision to go with Stolarz after being off that long to the accident Craig Berube had in the gym. But can you speak of how big of a challenge that was for Stolarz to come in without even a warm-up game in the American Hockey League?
So why, I did catch your show, but I didn't really understand why he didn't get games. Was that his call or was that the team's call?
We don't know.
We don't know, but I think Craig Berube's went on record to say it wasn't his call.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It is interesting.
See, I think that he should be playing games in the minors to get in because of the value on every point in the standings right now for your club. You just can't risk it. I watched the game. He was not even close to his level. Mm-hmm. Not even close. You know, like, look, the first goal of the game, he's down early on, and this is what team offenses are looking for. This is, I'll give the coaches that are listening a breakdown here. If you really understand what makes a goalie deficient, you can really exploit them in a game. Now, on the first goal, Vegas puts the puck very cleanly to Barbashev below the goal line. And when he gets the puck below the goal line, Stolarz predictably goes down into that reverse VH moves, and he's down. And he shouldn't be down there. He should be up because it's easier to move laterally from your feet rather than being down on your knees early. Barbashev takes one move, and he gets the puck out to Stone. And now Matthews is isolated net front to protect the slot line, the pass across. And he doesn't protect that, and McMahon was late to help. But there's a pass across, and that's a tap-in slam dunk goal for Eichel. But to me, again, the domino effect there is we know he's going to be down early on this play. Let's get the puck below the goal line. Let's work it from side to side. Let's get him east to west. Big guy, can't move from his feet, and it's his first game back. Second goal is a really bad rebound. Brutal rebound off of his blocker. Didn't control it. Back out net front. High glove for another goal. I don't like the game from his perspective, but if you're going to have a game like that, do it in the American League. And then maybe have a second one if you need it. That would be my call.
Yeah, and it's going to be curious to see how they use him now because every game the stakes are huge for the Leafs. Like they need a real run, and it's that they're going to throw him in again against in a game they need to win now.
Well, again, I'm watching Wohl the other night, and he doesn't have his stuff. One of the things that I looked up today on him, because I've seen it so often lately, since January 1st, he's faced 20 east to west scoring chances, 9 goals against.
Yeah.
That ranks 23rd out of 25 goalies that have faced at least 15 east to west this month. So you have a 55% chance to score a goal there if you're passing it across. Yeah. Now, the other thing was the low glove, 2 goals in his last start. And you know what? I brought this on here to show you guys.
Oh,
here's the goalie glove.
Yeah,
all right?
Nice.
Now,
that thing is huge.
Cheaters.
Most of us are holding it high like this, fingers up towards the rafters.
Mm-hmm.
And when the puck is coming low, you've got to rotate it. And when that rotation happens, look how small the glove looks. And that's why pucks get underneath it. Goalies right now in the NHL, they've gotten away from making a low glove save fingers down. See how big the glove is again?
Yeah.
Goalies aren't making that low glove save fingers down anymore. And that's why we're seeing so many goals being scored low glove. Right now this season, Wohl has allowed 11 goals low glove. He has one of the lower save percentages in the NHL. He's actually amongst all the European goalies. I think I mentioned that a few shows ago. It's like there's a lot of Europeans in the bottom 10, and then there's Joseph Wohl.
Mm-hmm.
So again, when you start taking laps around this league, everybody has a book on you. If it's Stolarz going down early below the goal line, or your goalie getting beat in specific places, I think that Brock Nelson knew exactly where he was shooting when he shot low glove on Joseph Wohl.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because like you say, so you want guys to go fingers down? Could you push the elbow out and just use it as a blocker, the bottom wrist piece?
No, my goalie coach in New York, French guy, he was really funny, great accent. And he would take his arm away from his body and he would say, Valley, the arm separated from the body, it doesn't stop a puck. This goes in. This goes in.
Yeah.
The puck can hit you in the middle of the chest. It'll go through the hole.
Yeah.
You have to be compact.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It made a lot of sense. Any goal that goes through you or under you, Bourne, is a bad goal. That's just the way it is. That's the standard.
All right. Well, can I check in on one thing? We need a Canada check-in. Jordan Binnington, has he got any better? Should we feel any better about our Canadian keeper?
I'm a little nervous, buddy. Like these Tuesdays, these are my days where I'm in the office just grinding over all of our scoring chances, trends.
My God.
And he is 3 slots above Dennis Hildeby for the bottom 10 net front save percentage. And that's not a good number going into this tournament.
Okay.
I do think that net front is going to be important, and I do think there's going to be some east to west off breakdowns. I think the one thing that the high level guys understand is that in unsettled offense, when you get a puck off a forecheck or off a giveaway takeaway, east west is like the next thing you're looking for. You're not just giving a free shot to the goalie when he's out on angle. You're trying to make him pay there. And I think we're going to see goals being scored by the top guys by design. And, one other thing quickly that I looked up today that I thought was quite interesting was that the goals that are being scored this year in the NHL and the top 5 areas, rebounds specifically, weak side rebounds. So rebounds that you've got to move to the weak side of the ice, the low east to west, 35%, the slot line double, which is across the ice twice, east to west twice. Those are converting at 51%. We're seeing more broken play goals than we've seen before. I don't know if you saw Will Borgen's goal last night. It was the tying goal for the Rangers. He aimed for the net front defenseman's back instead of shooting it clear on the goaltender. He hit peak for the Bruins in the back and then got the game tying goal. Everybody, when you put the best guys on the ice, I think they have the best outcomes because they're thinking that far advanced, including the pass off the rebounds. Passing off the rebounds this year, guys, it's up 10%. It's up to 50% shooting percentage from 40% last year. So all in, you're looking at a lot of extra goals being scored, which is why the 897 save percentage hasn't moved. And that's as low as we've seen it since Kyper played.
Valley, before we get into grill the panel here, just your quick thoughts on Demko's season for our fans out in Vancouver getting shut down, and how concerned would you be for his future?
You know what, Kyper? I don't have the medical results for every goalie in the NHL, but I did bring up last week that nearly 22% of the league is injured or unavailable right now in net. Like, we've got a lot of injuries, 1 out of every 5 goalies. Okay, and this is the only multiple hip surgery that I've heard of. I haven't heard of guys having multiple hip surgeries, and that's what I'm hearing is going to be Demko's surgery. It's going to be a hip, and it's a multiple. And I don't know, Kyper, if you're coming back from that, man. I feel terrible for him. I've been a long admirer of his, of the goalies in the NHL that play with the best technique. He is one of them. He is one that helps goalies across all countries learn how to play the best way, technically. And to not have him in the game, it's like saying you don't have a top team in the playoff hunt. It's like not having one of the best goalies in the game. You don't get that heavyweight matchup every night that you want in net.
All right, pal. Excellent stuff as always. What do you got for us?
So for grill marks, I've got trivia leaders: Bourne, 29 points, McKee, 26 points, Kyper, 21 points.
Ouch.
We're going to do this a little Toronto-based this evening, and we're going to talk about screens. What player has screened his own goalie the most on the Leafs this year? Is it Carlo, McCabe, Benoit, or Riley?
Riley.
I'll take McCabe.
I'll take Riley.
Riley it is. Ooh. So Riley has screened his goalies 31 times. And that is 9th most in the NHL.
Yikes.
9th most. And I think that reflects the -14. And, you know, part of the reason why your goalies don't have good net front save percentages is because your own guy is screening you. And those are harder. It's harder to look through your own guy. And you know what, Kyper? Your former teammate broke this down for me, and it really helped me see it a few years ago. Jeff Bukaboom. He said, Valley, you don't know how many guys that are just wanting to look like they're blocking a shot, but they don't really want to get hit by it.
Hey, in the dressing room, we know.
I looked at through a different lens now. Exactly. Not fooling the boys. All right. What player has screened the opponent the most from the Toronto Maple Leafs? Nicholas Waugh, Matthew Nyes, John Tavares. Who has recorded the most screens?
I'll go with JT.
I'm taking Nyes.
I go Waugh.
Nyes.
Got one.
And Nyes is tied for 14th most, which is right up there. He's a top 20 screener, and that's with Josh Doan and Corey Perry. That's who he's tied with.
Doan and Perry, what a combo that is. Only 20 years apart in age.
The last one here, guys, the team that has allowed the most net front goals this season. All right. And we've got a list of 5 teams: Bruins, Leafs, Detroit Red Wings, St. Louis Blues, Anaheim Ducks.
Blues.
Give me the Ducks.
Ducks.
Oh, that's big for Borny.
That's a big one, Borny.
Wow.
Hey, Borny, why Ducks? Why did you go Ducks?
Because their goaltending numbers are atrocious, so I assume there was a lot. Dostal's having an off year.
You know what, Borny? They give up so much.
They
give up so much.
They didn't early.
I was on your show with you guys, and I said they give up way too much, and that's something I tweeted out at the beginning of the year. I don't know why they give up so much. They've got Quenneville there. I thought he'd keep it tight. But the Leafs, this isn't a good sign, though. The Leafs have 34 goals against. That's 4th worst net front.
Yeah, not great.
Hey.
Not great.
Valley.
All right, boys. Yeah.
Great stuff, buddy.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, listen, you see one of your awards in the background there?
Emmys on Emmys on Emmys.
Right? And can you just change the angle a little bit of the person holding the globe? It looks to me like she's giving me the finger.
Oh, geez.
Grilliam Nylander over here.
I don't know if you guys want my opinion on that.
No.
one.
No, let's go. We don't have time. We've got enough.
We don't.
We're good.
Thanks, Valley.
Thanks for joining us, Valley.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Game time.
He's so much fun.
Game time.
So
My
interesting.
opinion. No. No.
I've heard enough opinions on that. It's game time. Presented by Bet365. Visit the app, latest odds, and see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. 10 games on tap tonight. Like I mentioned, lots of Atlantic teams playing non.
Hey, how you been doing on these this year? Bet365.
I don't even really do picks anymore. I just stay at games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My football sucked this year. I know that, but
It's great.
sorry. I don't know. Don't take my picks or take them.
No, take them. Carry on. They're great.
Yeah, I'm taking the Sabres tonight, so take them.
Ooh, are they plus money?
No, they're minus 105. Leafs are minus 115. I just think the Sabres are in a great spot, looking for something to prove. Leafs are in a bad spot. Yeah.
God, it really feels like outside of betting with your heart as a Leafs fan,
Yeah.
that's the correct bet.
Little later on, good one. No, it's not later on. It's the exact same time as the Leafs game. I lied. It's just further down here. The Montreal Canadiens hosting the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights been on a long road trip. They just got embarrassed by the who was that? Ottawa. Mark Stone. Mark Stone went a little squirrely on his team. I would expect a response. Give me the Golden Knights tonight. And the last one that I'll bring up, the Vancouver Canucks stink, but they're plus 105 favorite underdogs tonight. Give me the Sharkies. Sorry, Vancouver. And that was game time. Presented by Bet365. Visit the app for latest odds. And see why it's ever ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. I don't rarely do NFL stuff, but this just came across my desk because we've been doing the interview with Valley. And I find this is one of the most unbelievable stories I've ever seen. The Bill Belichick, you're familiar with his work?
Yes, I've heard of the man.
Was not voted as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Did not make the Hall of Fame on his first
How
vote.
many people hate that man for that to happen?
Can I read you just some quick Bill Belichick stats?
Well, he's
Most
their
Super Bowl
Scotty Bowman.
Most Super Bowl wins as a head coach, most Super Bowl appearances as a head coach, most playoffs wins as a head coach, most playoff appearances as a head coach, most divisional championships as a head coach, and third all time in wins as an NFL
They're
coach.
like, that's a Hall of pretty good for me. It's like, what
Is that not one of the most insane snubs
So what is
ever?
it? What is it?
We're on to Cincinnati. He just was never nice to anybody.
I think you mean to the media.
Yeah. But I mean, at some point, you got to put some biases aside for Bill
I'd be like,
Belichick.
all right, I got it.
That's insane. Anyways,
That's just wrong.
that's just wrong. But we should go to break. I just thought I'd bring that up. That's insane.
All right. Just prior to our show, you mentioned our buddy Dhaliwal out in Vancouver did a whole segment on
On what, Kip?
on getting the finger in his life.
You couldn't even say it the way you wanted to say it.
Don't
there,
say it.
I noticed. Don't
No.
say it.
No.
What?
And like you remember when I lost my train of thought about 45 minutes ago? It was because I was just picturing how many people has given him the finger.
Never on this show. Won't come from us.
Oh, we love you, Dolly. You're the man.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll stick with the Vancouver Canucks for a little bit and talk about the suspension, 3 games on Rust, on Besser, and also Evander Kane name is out there. That, plus more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne.
Listen up, hockey.
Reminder, this hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. At Kypreos, Justin Bourne, and a giggling Sammy McKee.
I just have really hilarious friends. That when the group chat gets cooking, it's just hilarious. And they're just cooking right now. And we were in break, and I was laughing about it. I wasn't going to bring it up, and you did. So that's why I was laughing. So anyways.
Share with the class.
Nah, it's not appropriate.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, don't bring it up then.
Well, you brought it up.
I share with the class.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Right?
It's a great group chat. Shout out the boys.
Is he allowed to do that? Have a good giggle without us? I feel left out.
Sorry. I'll tell you after the show. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm in the car going home.
Yeah, that's true.
Opening up a glass of...
The only person out of your faster is Barker. Barker at the end of a show
Oh,
is...
my gosh. He's like dust.
Comes through the door like Kramer. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
You can't be standing on the other side of the door when he's coming
Boom.
through. Bang.
Kool-Aid man.
No.
Yeah.
Ekholm.
Yeah. So first time in NHL history, a team has had back-to-back hat tricks by defensemen. Bouchard had a hat trick the night before. Ekholm with a hat trick last night.
What you're telling me is like in 1971, Bobby Orr and like Nick Beverly never did it.
Never happened. That goal right there was super nice. The little touchback. Ekholm way up in the rush a couple times, which is great. And then, you got the empty netter for the finale.
Nice.
I mean, absolutely ripped it. So, by the way, Ekholm not on Team Sweden for the Olympics. They just named a replacement. Hampus Lindholm named to the team, not Matthias Ekholm, which shocking to me. Also, Arvidsson still out. What's Arvidsson? What's his name?
Edvinsson.
Detroit Edvinsson. There it is. Oh, that was bad.
That's okay.
Oiler fans are so happy.
That he's not going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, do you think maybe he told them, like, guys, my legs could use
That is
trying to win a cup?
I bet you maybe the Oilers had a lot to do with it too. If it was teetering on, we really like you to kind of stay while
I'd be curious to know behind the scenes if there's some guys going,
you
look,
are our anchor. You are the one guy that we're going to have to throw out there 25 minutes a night to play defense and shut down the other team's top guy.
The other guy not named, Sweden named another replacement today. They haven't named Mikael Backlund. Backlund went to the World Championship for them this summer and had 9 points. And don't want him. Don't want him. So that's another shocker for me. Anyway, let's listen to Ekholm tell us about his hat trick.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like you look at the goals too. It's just trying to join the rush on the first two, and sometimes they just happen, right? There's no real explanation. It's not like I changed my game overnight to then obviously score a hat trick. It's just one of those things. Some nights you have your bounces go your way and whatnot, and try to enjoy this one because probably be my last.
He just took himself right off the hook.
Yeah. Well, media perspective too, or it's like the worst case answer when a guy is well aware that it's like, that sometimes it happens.
I don't think it'll be Bouchard's last hat trick.
No. Well, might not be his last hat trick this year.
He hits it hard and often.
And he's smart.
Just have the
Offensively,
puck.
he's
That's the
talented.
best defense is when you have the puck.
Mm-hmm. So Bouchard, any hesitation since Canada's picks being made? No Bouchard, no Matthew Schaefer, and you're watching Doughty and Sanheim and some of these guys kind of trip and fall a bit.
I think it's got potential to be an issue until it doesn't have an issue.
Right.
Until there's no issue.
If they don't win, everyone will think,
oh, yeah.
Stupid. And if they win, then everybody's thinking it's going to be great.
I do believe that if it doesn't end up gold, they'll be talking about that missing component.
Yeah, Schaefer is making it look tough.
It's still hard. There's still a ton of mistakes out there.
Like Drew Doughty has been through these moments, these games, and how to handle yourselves in them. It matters, right? That learning that.
Would you like to know when Drew Doughty's last point was?
12 games ago.
December 27th.
Yeah, that's the.
He's not there for
He's
the
not
offense
there for the
anymore.
offense.
Yeah, but I mean,
experience and calm things down.
I like
it's going to be
Drew Doughty.
him and Sid that everybody's going to be leaning on, including Connor McDavid.
Yeah,
I love Drew Doughty. I want him there. It's just eye opening.
Doughty is so competitive defensively, even though he's not physical. He's learned how to handle that part of the game. You hope that that's going to matter more than the guy getting points.
Earlier, we talked about Soucy being traded to the Islanders. You grew up in in that environment through those dynasties with your dad and your father-in-law, Clark. What second or third trade in history between the Rangers and the Islanders? Like, how would Islander fans and Ranger fans feel about this?
I have to believe it's almost an insult to Soucy from the Rangers that they're like, we don't think you're going to hurt us. We just don't think this is going to matter.
We'll take our fill.
Hey, you don't really count.
Yeah, it's like highest bidder, Islanders, okay, this doesn't matter. But I will say, if you look at the Islanders, the guys that are playing kind of 6D minutes for them, they're playing 12 minutes, 13 minutes, AHL call-ups. This guy's playing 17, 18 minutes a night. He's a
legitimate depth guy, and he's not
depth pair.
He's
guy,
not $900,000 a year. The guy's making over $3 million.
Yeah, and he's which I think part of the reason he's cheap, but like he's 32, he's not 42. I don't hate it for the Islanders trying to shore things up.
That's what I was gonna say. I like just adding you're already good and you're having I think better than expected season, and you have one of the best
boys.
You have one of the best young players in the league on your team, and you have the best goalie in the league maybe on your team, and you're in a playoff race, and you're just be better.
It's also weird. You look at the standings, and it's like I like the Islanders. I think that they're +4 goal differential. Like, I'm talking about the underlying stuff beyond. I like them. I don't have them as one of the 5, 7, best teams. But God, they had a guy or two.
Yeah,
there's no one great. You never know. You got the best goalie and you got a star D. Good things can happen.
Speaking of our buddy Rick Dhaliwal, he reported that Evander Kane's agent has permission to make calls. Dan Milstein.
Mm-hmm.
I love our boy Dhaliwal, but I probably could have reported that one.
Yeah. Any takers?
Kane makes 5.125.
Really? I thought it was less than that.
How much will they have to eat?
Nothing is the answer. Like half.
2.5.
For a playoff team, I don't know. Like he carries a reputation with him. He looks slow this year. Can he go somewhere and find it again for a bit in playoff hockey? Maybe.
If I'm a contender, I got to tell you, that's a fat no thanks.
Yeah, like we're already doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have a tough time.
I think he might just finish as a Canuck.
What do you have on Miller for us?
I had a clip just about on speculation around the team with guys getting traded and them kind of selling after the letter. You listen to it if you want. It's
sure.
Miller clip. On
JT Miller, Rangers.
JT Miller, yeah.
To be honest with you, I tried to think about it. It is what it is at this point. We have a close group in here. This isn't the position any of us thought we were going to be in at the start of the season, but it's a business, and we're just trying to treat it like normal days. We have a lot of fun together in this room, so I don't think we're worried about that. We're just going to go day to day.
Now he's got a no move, complete no move.
Is that right?
I'm asking.
Look right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he did get moved, so I guess he had the willingness to get moved.
I would believe that they want to have the perception out there that
yes, no move.
They're retooling, and you're going to have to keep a few pieces. They just brought him in. They just named him captain. I don't think they're going to turn around and ship him out.
No, you name a guy captain. They named captain 4 months ago?
Start of the season, yeah.
You can't trade a guy you just named your captain.
I agree. I don't even know if it's the right move or not, but I agree with you.
If someone's willing to take that contract, I think you should maybe consider moving your captain.
Yeah, I agree that they should, but it's just, to me, that would immediately reflect on your management.
Who can take it?
That's a great point.
What
contender
take
can
it?
I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more seasons at $8 million a year.
Yeah.
It's not that much.
That's another one. Hey, can you eat 40% of it?
Yeah, if they want to retain on Miller, you could get an asset back.
Yeah.
I'd take JT Miller for $6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yep.
Talk it.
Yeah, boy, he was sour last night. Let's play that clip quickly. We don't have a ton of time, but it's a good clip. Talk it clip, please.
Let's start with the shorthanded goal. That was kind of the killer. We had no energy. It's kind of disappointing. It's a division game after, coming off the road. that's a tough effort. That's on me. I think we're 3-11-4 or something after a win. So that's on that's on me. So I'll wear it. So I got to get these guys ready to play after a win. I don't know what guys were doing for the last 2 days, but I don't even know if anybody played well. I think the Islanders just did enough to win. They didn't really do much either. They just clogged the neutral zone. So we decided to keep putting pucks in the middle instead of having speed. We didn't have much guys had any speed tonight, so that's on me.
He actually slandered everyone involved in the game. And the announcing was brutal.
Yeah.
Popcorn was stale.
Yeah.
I thought
dinner reeked.
Yeah. I thought they'd hang in there longer, but they're fading.
Sell time.
It's so funny, you guys, because we just did that Leafs hour. The Flyers are ahead of the Leafs.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Comfortably.
Our thanks to Steve
They're
Valiquette.
tied.
I got to get my stitches out, boys.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? You want me to do it?
No, I'll get my wife to do it. She doesn't know it yet,
Okay.
but she's going to be taking out 8 of these bad boys.
Whoa.
Get the nail clippers going.
Have a glass of red wine before that.
How many games on tap, Sammy?
10.
10.
Yep.
Find yours and join us again tomorrow on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show.